What's going on, you guys? We're back with another episode of Build on Moto. Trent here working on a new bike. To me, technically, not to riding. I've ridden this bike a couple times. Great bike. I honestly really like how it rides. So what we've got here is a 2019 Husqvarna, I believe FC 250. It needs some work done on it. My brother's going to be getting the suspension redone because it's got an air fork and an oil fork, as well as obviously a rear shock is normal. What I want to do is I want to tear this down for him, get that all out. He wants to redo the suspension. While we're here, front bearings have been starting to catch, so they could be going. I've got new bearings for the front. I want to go through the swing arm bearings. We've got a linkage at the bottom that's been bent that's got to be replaced. That part's on back order right now, but it will be here before summer, so I've got all the bearings for that. But yeah, first things first, we're going to tear this down. I'm showing you the parts that we have that we're going to do, and yeah, we'll get right into it. So let's go ahead and remove those plastics. There we go, plastics are off the bike. I've got a little bit to learn about this bike. I know I got to take off the gas tank here, mostly because I want to see what's under here before I lift it. So we might be able to take that gas tank off, or might not. But the biggest thing is we got to get to that rear shock. I got the swing arm off, so where we are now, I could probably stop and go from there. So this guy's coming out next, including the front fork, so we'll go from there. One thing I want to show you guys, make sure you at least have some sort of way of sorting your bolts. I mean, this isn't exactly sorted, but they're all in one source, so I won't lose them. Futuristically, I want to buy some stuff for this, but for now, the bucket will do. That way you don't lose any of your bolts. Something I've learned, picks. Super helpful when it comes to taking this stuff off. You kind of want to get it behind that seal right there as you're pulling and just kind of work it around. Now, they are pointy objects. What does pointy objects do to rubber? Rips it. So you got to be very careful as you're doing this. Make sure you're attentive to every surface. I see one more thing I have to break loose possibly. We might have to loosen, I think I need to loosen that guy up just a smidge more so that we can get in there, which is a flathead. 1 second, you guys. You won't see frame here for a minute, but I need to hold this guy here and loosen this guy here. Hayden could have helped me out by cleaning this bike a little more, but that's all right. We work with what we got. I don't have a power washer and it's 10 degrees out. A power washer in 10 degrees doesn't ever really work well. We'll take this pick right in behind that seal there. See, it's also cold. Another idea that you can do sometimes is warm them up, but just enough and she'll pop right off. Now when you're doing this, you want to watch wires. I'll show you this here. You always want to be watching wires at any pinch point. So we're going to go ahead and inspect those wires and make sure that we're not pinching anything. I'm moving my mic a little closer for you. There's another, looks like sensor down here. Want to make sure we're not hurting anything as we pull that up. Nothing's pinching. This guy right here I got to figure out. Let's take a look at him. Now, typically in a car this would be like a mass airflow sensor, but on a bike it's probably something a little different. What I'm working to unplug is this guy. He's connected to that part there. We don't want it to pinch, so got a little squeeze there. Okay, I was able to reach around with a screwdriver, pop it loose. That'll allow this to come up a little further. Remember, I'm taking care to make sure we're not pinching anything. Watching everything. This thing's got more room now. Goes further up in the harness there. I could take that bolt out right there, which I may very well do. I'm just going to set this aside. But that also means unplugging a bunch of stuff. So, can we? The question is, can we get that out of there? Probably not. We're going to go ahead and unassemble all of this, or take it apart and see what we can do there. Okay, finally got that electrical out of the way. Not too crazy. A couple things unplugged. Make sure you're taking care of things, being attentive. But now that it's out of the way, I can go ahead and remove this swing arm. Or that's a swing arm, sorry. This is... Oh, my brain's fogging out, guys. I know the name, I'm just forgetting it right now. Dang, what is this? Subframe. Goodness. Don't you love when your brain just takes a break on you in the middle of using it? Happens to me all the time. I'd love to say it's not a norm, but that'd be lying. Alright, subframe's out. Make sure now when you're taking stuff apart, watch. See, there's a piece there I got to pay attention to so I don't break it. I'm going to set this right here for a moment. I'm going to come over there. Look into this. Looks like it is a clip. Does come off. Okay, now that you're closer with me, again, we're not here to break it. Once that piece is up right there, I like to take a screwdriver and just rotate it. Helps me dislodge it. Bam, unplugged. And we can move on to the next piece. One thing I want to mention, the best part about taking stuff apart and keeping it organized, I can watch this video back and put it back together if I forget. I won't, but I can if I need to. And we're just going to set this over here, nice and neatly. Very important part we take care of, computer brain of the computer, so we're going to set that in an important spot here in a moment. Cool, so we're finally where we can remove the chain, and I noticed the master link was in a perfect spot. We'll get into the center here for you guys. Make sure you can see it right there. We'll zoom in a little. Bring it down some. So right there, we just need to pop that clip off. Sometimes a flathead's all you need, sometimes you need more. Get that sucker up and over. They can be a real pain in the butt sometimes. It's their job not to come off, so that's a good sign, right? Come on, we're gonna go grab a pair of pliers real quick. There's many ways to take this off, but the method I prefer is either screwdrivers or a nice pair of pliers. Remove that. See if it comes. All right, it did. Better than Caleb's chain. I'll get my way out of there. You can see we can pull it right out. Bam. It makes it much easier to remove when it's in neutral because you can kind of just slowly pull it through. Remove the chain. There we have it. Chain's out of there. Now we only got a few things left for this episode. Nice voice crack there. Coming on over here. I like it because I can kind of tell where I'm at on my watch here and see if you guys can see what I'm looking at. Still no, and I don't want to strip that out. Probably a breaker bar. I don't know if it's a 13. It felt just a little loose. So we're going to grab a different approach here. Okay, so a 13 is what we had. I found out that this half-inch here works much better, fits much better, so we're going to use that rather than strip it out. Because you don't want to strip these bolts out, especially when you're trying to remove them. A little bit of a tappy tap here. There she goes. It should come off. A little more of a tappy tap. It is moving. There we go. And again, we're replacing these bolts because we already got to get a front one or a lower one here. So moving that bolt. Take note of where these are. Don't lose them. I have them both in that spot. Pull it out. Pull it up. Shock's removed. Got it out of there. Looks like Factory Connection has done some work on this, and I think he's going to be sending it out. It looks like it's got a small leak, so he'll be sending that out here shortly. Okay, so if I've learned anything when it comes to these bikes, make sure you break it loose, the bolt first, before you loosen up these 8 mils here that are pinching. So we're going to go ahead and break it loose real quick. I've got I believe it's a 17 here. I'll hold on to it here, put that socket in my pocket. Give her a nice tap. I am right-handed if you haven't noticed yet, so we'll give her a good tap. Just enough. Should do her. If you can't see it, I'm removing this bolt right here. There you go, better angle. So we kind of loosen this dude up. And with a 17, it's loose, so we'll dig out that 10 mil I put in my pocket here. Break all these loose. Now when you put these back, you want to make sure that you torque them to the proper specs, otherwise you could have some problems. There's another thing we got to fix. This whole shot device is coming apart. Get this one here. Looks like we'll have to break that one loose. There we go, broken loose. Swap back over to my impact. Come on, girl, right there. Okay, loosen those. Get this nut off the rest of the way. This cap out of here. Then we just gotta kind of knock it through. Pull it out the rest of the way. Make sure you grease these when you put them back. We'll roll our tire out of here, pull it out of the front brake. Put that down. I'm gonna put the bolt together here so we don't lose any of that. Set that down the side. Pull this out of the brake caliper. Sometimes can fight you. And we're gonna go ahead and set this aside. With the knowledge that you guys kind of know how to take forks off, I'm gonna remove those forks with the time lapse, pull off that brake guide there, and then remove the handlebars and kind of get them out of the way so we can get these forks out. Then we're gonna get into those bearings. I'll show you in a minute how bad they are. They're getting pretty catchy. So, see you guys in a second. This should generally be a pretty smooth movement, but you can see how much it's catching right now. And I would think it would be too tight, but the thing is, with how the bearings are feeling as they're rotating in there, there's something going on more than just a tight bearing or a tight stem. So we're gonna get that looked into in a minute. We're gonna remove these forks and go from there. And just like that, last fork's out of it. That one's nice and oily. Probably even pretty stiff though, a little springy. Not too bad. Way stiffer than my KTM fork, I'll tell you that much, on my two-stroke. So we're gonna take that off. Next we'll get these bars off, get all these lights out of the way, roll everything back, and get into these bearings. Wow, they are stuck. All right, so now that the fork's out, we're gonna remove this 8mm here. I'll probably put him back. You know, that's a pretty standard bolt. We're gonna put that with the rest of them right here. Go ahead and remove this bar pad. 10 mils, roll that out of the way. See if we can't get in there. I'm probably going to remove this dude too, unless it comes unplugged. That it does not. So we're going to have to remove that. Get it out of the way there. So we can just take everything around. So, looks like 2 Allen keys, which I have an Allen set right here if it fits. And we're going to remove this guy. So we can't rotate him up. That out of there. This guy, cold things are so hard to remove. Look at that. He's got like an adjuster here. That's kind of cool. I don't even think he knew about that. Hayden, if you're watching this, I found something fun on your bike. Doubt you knew about it. Some adjusters for flex this way. But we'll set this with the parts. See if we can't get this guy out of here. These guys are going to go right back in there because I don't want to lose them. When they're specialty bolts like that, I put them right back in because I don't want to lose those. That guy in there. Can you see my breath? I doubt you can see that, but it's nice and chilly in here. Those bottomed out, perfect. That's good. Now we're going to go ahead and remove these bars. I'm going to go ahead and grab the impact. We'll take it all and roll it this way. I've already got this all unhooked so it can come out of the way. We're just going to set it back here on the chassis. Okay, we're removing this. I know I have all new parts for these. Hold on to that guy. Should just kind of pop out of there. As long as I give her a good tap, probably. That aside. You know the best part about overalls is you can wear all of your tools at once. I don't like to beat on anything. She'll come out if she wants to. Stem bearing. I heard something fall, which is not a great thing. Some dry bearings, I'll say that much. The lower bearing is the one I'm concerned about. If you go ahead and look at this dude, get you into focus here. Super dry bearing here, which concerns me. But it doesn't look like it's bad, it's just dry. So we'll kind of come back to that here in a second. We're going to investigate that bottom one. The race is a little choppy, but we might be able to fix that with some bearing grease. So we'll make a decision here in a moment. Okay, so upon further inspection, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the owner of the bike, Hayden, see what he wants to do about the race. If he wants it out, I got an order or a tool to get these races out and replace that bearing on that triple clamp. We've got everything to do it for the parts, I just don't have the tool for it yet. So I'd rather not damage the bike trying to knock it out in some way that I could come up with. So that's kind of where we're stopping this week. So if you like what you're seeing when it comes to these builds, I know he wants to do all new graphics, all new plastics. He's going to have the suspension rebuilt. It's all of his goals. So when it comes to these builds, let me know what you enjoy. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying seeing what I'm working on. I know that this bike is a ton of fun to ride. I want him to be able to keep it and ride it this year. So we're doing some maintenance on it. The next video, stay tuned. You'll see those bearings get swapped out. We'll go through the swing arm bearings in the rear, make sure everything's good there. We're going to swap out his drop links there, make sure everything's set because that one's all bent up. We're going to take care of the rear sprocket, front sprocket, get that new chain on here, inspect all of his guides, and just get this thing race ready for next year. And also stay tuned for some cool race videos with Hayden. I'm going to be learning a little bit of moto, but he's really getting into it, and I really want to support him there. So working on this is the best I can do for him at the time right now. So for sure going to be a good bike. I'm excited for it. Till then, stay tuned to the next one, and make sure you follow me on social media at Build Own Moto on Instagram and Facebook. You get to see a lot of sneak peeks that pop up with these videos, a lot of things that we're working on, including that Honda, this Husqvarna, my 2 KTMs at Nick's shop, and that Kawasaki that we're going to be getting to. I'm hoping we can get that running by summer, we'll see. But for now, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.